This is the Parent Portal Show.
You've seen prices rise from the dinner table to the pump, but Allstate agents are seeing ways to save you money on insurance. From starting a new policy to bundling coverage or even driving safely, Allstate agents know how to maximize your savings. They'll share their knowledge as they help you personalize your coverage. Because when it comes to seeing all the ways to save, Allstate agents do it best.
Mike Hammer has over 35 years as an Austin area Allstate agent. Call 512-343-6994 or visit mikehammer@allstate.com.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Parent Portal Show. Stephen Knoll. You can reach me at stephen@parentportalshow.com. Check out our YouTube page. Check out our Buzzsprout podcast. You can catch us on all the major podcast platforms now. And like us and subscribe to us. And that's actually one of our topics this morning. We're going to talk about the number of subscribers that we have. But first, I wanted to get started with just a little bit of an occurrence last night. The Texas Longhorns played, and they played pretty well against Texas Tech. There was a little bit of question on how they were going to show up and what kind of game that was going to be and whether they'd stay in the running for the college football playoffs. They seemed to play pretty well. But the real news, the real excitement in the game after they were thrashing Texas Tech and they got into the middle of the third quarter was whether they were going to put in a backup quarterback. And at this time of year, there were a lot of kids getting injured. It was just concerning to see the number of kids laying on the fields toward the end of the game. James and I both talked about the challenges, especially toward the end of a game, where kids just get fatigued, they're tired, they're not thinking as clearly, or their conditioning isn't helping them at that point. And sure enough, we had some kids last night that did not fare well. So they lost a few kids, and one of the injuries, ironically, was our backup quarterback, Malik Murphy, who was on the sidelines during a touchdown and wasn't paying attention and got run into by another player on the field and who'd come kind of off the field. And because of that, the second string quarterback, the backup quarterback, ended up being a fan favorite, Arch Manning. And so Arch Manning got to come in about 6 minutes to the end of the third period. He executed well, looked very posed. Ironically, the fans went crazy, as you might guess, very excited to see Arch Manning come into the game. Everyone loves an underdog, no doubt about it. And everyone loves to see someone like Arch come in, who's a talented kid. He looked good. He did some great handoffs, threw a few passes. Overall, he's just a freshman. Despite what everyone thinks he's going to do, which there's probably a lot of potential there, he's still got a few years to kind of increase those talents. But he did a great job on the field. I think he had 7 yards rushing, but he led a couple of offensive series, and the last one resulted in a touchdown at the end of the game. So great job for Arch. Great job for a kid who has a lot of presence, a lot of composure. He looked good, and he looked like the kid that at some point in time will be taking over the reins of the Texas Longhorns. So with all that said, the next thing I wanted to get into is just talking a little bit about our subscribers. And it appears that, we started out with the idea that there might be some common themes here. We focus on community and parents, advice for kids, or advice for parents for their kids, their athletes. That's a lot about what the Parent Portal show is all about. We try to take relevant topics, relevant themes, and come back with some solid direction and ideas on how a lot of parents can help their athlete. I've, being a dad of three boys, I think a lot of you know that by now. I bring them up pretty regularly without trying to get into their business too much. But it is important that I found that there wasn't someone to go to all the time that I could ask questions. And, the coaches didn't always have the answers. A lot of other parents were struggling with what do we do now if our kid's really serious about going and playing college ball. And what I found with my middle guy who really had a chance to go play Division I ball, that a lot of times a parent who had been there, done that was one of the best sources of information. So having gone through it and knowing that there's a lot of challenges that apply across sports. That's the other thing. It's not just about the boys, it's about the girls too. And it's not just about football or baseball, it's about volleyball and basketball and all the sports, cricket, uh, tennis, all these sports that kids athletically play, great team sports that they can be a part of. And then the opportunity to turn that into a college opportunity if they desire to do that. Not every kid wants to go off and play college ball. Not every kid is going to succeed at playing college ball. So, we've had a couple of episodes where we've gone through and talked about what that looks like and how parents can encourage and help their kids be all that they want to do. And, if their path ends up being a musician or something else, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But certainly giving parents a chance to recognize and to try to find ways to help their kids is part of the message that we have. So we've done something right because recently a lot of our episodes have been blowing up. A lot of people have been subscribing. A lot of people have been involved in giving us feedback. And we couldn't thank you enough. We really appreciate it. I know Coach Gumbert feels the same way, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit more. But we are so pleased that as of last night, we hit over 1,000 subscribers, and that just is that's great. We love it. We love you guys. We appreciate the feedback. Certainly want it. Send us an email. We sincerely look at everything that gets sent to us. We'll respond as we can. I don't want to make any promises, but we consider you part of the community, and we see that as a way to get feedback about what's important in our topics. I would have never guessed how big cricket is to a lot of our community, and that's great. It's a great sport, and it's a great sport coming into the U.S., and that's what's exciting about cricket. And I know Coach Gumby and I both have several ideas of how we want to continue exploring that topic as we move forward. So as of this morning, we crossed the 1,000 subscriber list. Thanks again. I think looking down, we're at 1,203 subscribers, and it just keeps going. It's almost like a time clock that just keeps ticking. We keep getting people. So share the word, share our content, let people know about the Parent Portal Show. We'll keep our side of the promise to bring you guys great content and make it worth your time to join our podcast and to come listen to what we have to say. And hopefully you'll continue to enjoy years of good content that provides advice and guidance and entertainment.
Hey, we all have hectic lives, and buying or selling a home can just make things even more of a chaotic mess. If you are moving to the Austin area, what would you need to get comfortable with that decision? Even if you lived in town and you needed to purchase or sell a home, how would you want to be treated? Chris Ott with the Ott Group of Keller Williams Realty has been a longtime friend and was the guy who I worked with to find the perfect property solution for me. I wanted a professional with knowledge of the Austin area to help me with my home search, navigate the paperwork, and negotiate on my behalf. And Chris Ott was the right agent for the job. Chris, his business partner, Teresa Ott Bousseau, and their team of 5 agents have helped thousands of people move to and from the Austin area. The Ott family is celebrating over 35 years in business in Austin and plan to provide their real estate services for many more years to come. Their mantra is, "Your move matters," and that is what they focus on. Just go to their website at theottgroup.com and get connected with the Austin real estate team dedicated to taking care of you. That's THEOTT group.com. You can also call 512-222-6881 or email them at info@theottgroup.com to get connected with them today. Tell them that Stephen with the Parent Portal Show sent you and start working with a professional who is dedicated to your next move.